Alright, so welcome to episode 27 of LEGO Marvel Avengers. This is the first of the Captain America 2 mid-game movie level something 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 something. Where we're going to be looking at the last of the three mid-game movie levels here. It will not be the last level that we play through before we move on to the Age of Ultron story. I'm going to throw in the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. DLC at the end of this, since it only needs to happen after the events of this movie. So you can see we're going to be hitting a boat, as happens in the first movie, and again we're going to be taking some liberties with the story because we have to make this into a playable level. So Brock Lumlow and Captain America are going to work much more closely together in this level than they did in the movie, and things are going to go from there. So Cap is stuck in the water down here, so we need to lower a ladder or something to get him back into the action. Which means that we're going to start off the level with Brock Rumlow up here. Now, Brock Rumlow, as you know, is secretly Hydra. So he has Hydra access on computer panels. He's also carrying a gun. This is the same gun that the Winter Soldier carries. So I guess it's just a generically Hydra gun. And now he's in the water. So in theory, we should be stuck, because we were supposed to find a way to get Captain America out of the water, and now we are in the water ourselves. There's a guy breaking the plane of view with some buoys over there. And looks like there's a little white target thing, which, if we're Rumlow, we can use to create a rope, and now we can climb back up. So we weren't really in all that much trouble at all. You can already see some free play elements there. The water on the deck, which could be frozen by an ice generating character. We're going to go get Cap, but Cap doesn't want to climb up the rope. There he is. And I'm sort of looking around for things to do and studs to earn, because once again, we are going to be milking those studs for all they're worth. And there's a bunch of studs down this ladder, which would have served as another way to get Captain America out of the water had we actually done things that way. It doesn't look like we can do anything else down here, so we're going to go ahead and use Captain America's athletic ability and get up here. We're going to fight some pirates who look oddly like the same sort of Hydra gunmen we're going to see in the rest of this level. There's another guy trying to utilize Cap's super moves. Now, you remember, you can use Cap's shield to block bullets, but you have to be facing the enemy with the shield when that happens. So here we're going to get blown up. You can take out this Winter Soldier wannabe right here, and then we're going to build this crank. And building that crank will raise the anchor on the ship, and that should allow Rumlow to continue through the level with us. Now again, I probably recommend it if you can staying as Rumlow. And the reason for that is because he has a gun. He can shoot people from far away. So, you know, he has that advantage. He's not committed to melee attacks. Although, as you can imagine, this being the Captain America level, there are plenty of Captain America related things that you'll need Rogers for. Okay, here I attempt to kill those guys from far away, and then, since I know Rumlow is Hydra, there's Captain America. So I know Rumlow is Hydra. I decided to go ahead and, well, beat up that guy. I decided to go ahead and activate the computer terminal over here for a second time. And we get some studs blown out of a, something on the boat. I'm sure there's a name for it, and I'm just blanking on it right now. So we're going to build this Captain America shield switch here and attract more attention from pirates. And you'll note that there are a lot more pirates on this boat than there were in the actual movie. Okay, we can't destroy the lifeboats, which is what I'm sort of trying to do. So the only thing we can do then is activate the shield switch, which releases the lifeboats to go and help rescue a bunch of people in the water. In free play, you could go rescue those people. For story mode, you don't have a character who can do that. So just, you might as well keep on working and ignore the fact that I jump into the water here, because this was my first playthrough through this game, and I didn't know exactly what was going on. But I didn't realize that I couldn't do anything about these boats and these people in the life rafts. So I'm going to get back on the boat here. I don't have a telekinetic character like the Scarlet Witch to manipulate those things. And then we run into some more pirate resistance, and in this case they have a turret. Again, this is quite the ship, because this is supposed to be a freighter. Well, I take it back. It's a disguised shield vessel, and it could be that the disguised shield vessel does indeed have all kinds of neat armory on it, that somehow the pirates know exactly where it is and how to use it. So I need to break the shiny object, and I'm not really sure how to get there and do that, so I'm going to shoot it. Oh, I'm sorry, it's a handle. And so now we can shoot the object, and that will give us access to something to build to deal with this turret that's watching our every move. And it's a Captain America deflection point. So you have to shoot the bullets back at the thing. You got to keep them on target, or else the thing won't explode. Okay, there are 3 parts to it as well, so you have to be aware of that. The middle one being the hardest one to target. But there we go. So that takes care of that, and then all of a sudden there's a big fire coming out of this section of the ship. A lot of junk to destroy. And that's how powerful Captain America is. Through a window, he can put out a fire with his shield. So, there we go. We've got that area cleared off. And then comes the part, that's the reason that this video is so long as it is. Now, there's a switch over there, and you can see it, or handle. You can see that. And what happens is that's going to bring over this little trolley. Then a character can grab the grab bar, assuming that we don't go and explore the bottom of the level first. So there's stuff down here, but you can see these little places where cargo is being kept nailed down or something like that. Yeah, it's not going to stay that way. Here's an Ultron box for future reference. Okay, so now we've cleaned out the bottom of this area. We're going to go back up top and talk about this transporter thingy. So now Captain America is clinging to the bar. So we're going to use Rumlow to go hit the other switch and send him to the other side. Here's the problem with this. Captain America is not actually the character that we need on the other side of this bridge. We need somebody who can use computers. Captain America is a guy from the 1940s who's been frozen for 70 years. Not exactly the guy for the job. So we need Rumlow, which means we have to go back across with Captain America and then bring Rumlow over on the little vehicle. So we're going to run in, press the switch again, and bring it back over. Okay, pull Cap down. Okay, put Rumlow on the conveyor. All right, so now we've got the right guy over there. So we're going to run around with Rumlow and find some more studs. By destroying parts of the ship. You see there's an elevator right there for 2 people, so we're going to need to bring Cap over somehow. And hopefully that's what we're going to be using this for. So by pressing X on all the little spaces, what we're going to do is we're going to raise those storage things out of the ship, and that will enable Captain America to jump across and join us over here. Of course, by sending Rumlow down into that area, I have now given myself even more to do, because now I've got to get Rumlow back over there, and I'm pretty sure that he doesn't do it by jumping over these things. And so this is where my love of platforming comes into play. And by my love of platforming, I would say geez, I'm not really that good at platforming. Okay, so we're going to bring Rumlow, we're going to send Rumlow back across. Okay, this is a mistake. Do not do this. The problem with sending Cap back across is that Rumlow can't really jump across the storage area crates. Although it's not like I have a very good track record of doing that with Captain America either. Alright, we will try again here. So we send Rumlow back over. Just like that. Now it's up to... Okay. Now, he's fine. So we switch we switch back to Cap. And now we need to jump across the top of these storage things. And it means using Cap's double jump, which he has because he's an acrobatic character. And I'm telling you, he does have a double jump. It does exist. I guess while we're jumping around, we could talk a little bit about Captain America 2, the Winter Soldier movie. Captain America 2, the Winter Soldier, usually rated as one of the best of the Marvel movies, if not the best, depending on who you talk to. And before Civil War was released, it probably held that title. There's a lot of neat stuff going on. You see the superheroes in a different context. You know, it's not just a kind of run around and beat up the big bad sort of situation. And the casting of Captain America 2, the Winter Soldier, was brilliant. I mean, you know, granted, you were going to see Chris Evans, and you were going to see Scarlett Johansson, you were going to see Samuel L. Jackson. You didn't have a choice there. But the decision to cast Robert Redford as the head Hydra guy was really good, because if you didn't go into the movie ahead of time, when you meet Robert Redford's character, you would generally assume, because it's Robert Redford, that he's playing a good guy. And spoilers, he's the head of Hydra, at least the head of this part of Hydra that was operating within S.H.I.E.L.D. You know, so a really enjoyable movie. I thought Anthony Mackie, you know, did a good job as the Falcon, and he continues. Of course, he's still the Falcon. Now he's made 3 more appearances as that character. And you just get this really interesting view of Captain America's character and his relationship to everybody else. You see his friendship with Black Widow build. You see his sort of forced relationship with Agent 13 started. And just like in the first Captain America movie, you know, when he discovers that Bucky's involved, it sort of changes everything. Because, spoilers, Bucky is the Winter Soldier. But yeah, I really enjoyed that movie. And as a whole, I would say that the Captain America trilogy of movies is better than the Iron Man trilogy of movies. Of course, that's kind of interesting for me to say, but then again, I like all 6 of those movies. You know, call me a sucker, but, you know, I like Iron Man 2. Maybe not as much as the other 2. But we found the boss, and we don't get to fight him for some reason. So now we're going to be moved forward in the story to where Cap and the Winter Soldier are going to show down for the first time. You know, after Hydra tries to kill off Nick Fury. And so I will see you then.
Security Council member Alexander Pierce had turned his back on Fury and was going to use Project Insight to allow Hydra to rule the world. Oh, and then they ran into the Winter Soldier.